from someone who came to me as a beginner and to who he is today, right? It's a spectacular progress. Congrats.
Yeah, even sir, I was talking to people that the marketing of this webinar was done on the basic point of like uh, my first mentor in my professional career, because you remember the days when I became one of the few members who joined 4 hours at like when we were at around how much members that were less than 100 members. I was the 90th or 92nd member or something like that. So again, it was quite a good journey in this, and was like in this phase I met a lot of people. And again, but the core principles that I learned about FB advertising, because people now know me a lot for FB advertising, was somewhere my first ad was reviewed by Gopal sir. It was it was like totally changed the course of how I used to do ads and what was there in my mind. Even my first business venture was done with someone you referred already in our
Yeah,
course. So I think
exactly.
it was like quite a good journey, and having you here is like the best privilege I could ever have.
Yes, I'm also really glad that you are bringing me to your crowd. Okay. So all right. Okay. So how do you want me to go ahead, Devrat?
So, sir, this is how I have planned the things. You could go ahead with a presentation. I think you told me that it's one of the most valuable presentation that you could ever give about that DMC one. And then we could all go with a presentation. Okay. So, sir, is this your screen shared?
No, no. I think Hari Shankar, someone shared his screen.
Okay, okay. Let me just have the control of this. You could share your screen. Other than you, I don't think anyone could else share the screen. But I'll have a look at it.
Okay, so I will share my screen. Just check if you're able to see my. So I think he has to stop sharing. Okay, that
Yeah,
Hari.
yeah.
Okay.
Then you can
So
share your screen.
okay. So able to see my screen, everyone.
I am viewing your screen, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to do the same presentation I did for Digital Masters Conference offline as well as online. Okay.
Okay.
So anyone here have seen the presentation already? So you will be bored if you have done, but still you can take a lot more because I have added a lot more as well. So anyone here who have already watched my Digital Masters Conference speeches or online Digital Masters Conference speeches, here type yes if you already seen this presentation I have done.
Yes, on April 12th. No.
Okay. Okay. No, no. Okay. Okay. So for some of you, it should be new. Okay. Yes, on April 12th says okay. 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 All right. Okay. It will be a fresh thing for some people, and it will be a what do you say, reinforcement for you guys, because what I'm teaching here is principles. Okay? It is not some strategies in Facebook that will work sometime, it will not work. What I'm giving you is mastery. Okay, so if more and more you practice, the more you listen to this, the more and more mastery you get. Okay, I'm new, but I'm seeing Avi Arya Sir says Harishankar. All right. Okay, so we can go ahead, Devrat. Anything else you want to ask before we go into the presentation?
No, sir. I'll be having all my questions at the end of this webinar, like at this end of the slides when you complete it.
All right. Okay. So I'm a student of your 4-hour Facebook, says Nitish. Amazing, Nitish. Okay. So how many of you here have cried during a movie? Type yes in the chat box if you have cried during a movie. I have been to a movie and at the climax, I was not able to control myself and I am crying. Okay. Is English hurdle for growth? No, Paramveer. I will answer all the questions. Please keep your questions at the end. Okay. A lot of people have cried. Okay. We have a very emotional crowd today who have cried during movies. Okay. And so I will make it easy for you. Okay. So how many of you here have cried during this film Super 30? How many of you know this movie Super 30, in which Anand, okay, Hrithik Roshan plays the role of Anand, where he teaches 30 underprivileged children and make them to reach IIT. Okay, good movie says Sagar. Okay, so people have seen this movie. So what happens in this movie is that he is like he's tortured by this villain who makes him go into so many different fears and frustrations. He even tries to kill Hrithik Roshan or Anand again, and Hrithik Roshan escapes from all of those things, and then at the climax he actually has this scene in which all the 30 students of him actually pass IIT and they enter IIT. And this is the moment he was not able to control himself and he cries. How many of you here cried during this moment in this movie? Type me in the chat box if you cried during this moment in the movie where you are not able to control yourself by seeing the success of this person, you are crying yourself. Okay, Shub says me. Type me in the chat box if you cried during this exact moment. Okay, a lot of people have cried during this moment. So what makes us cry? Okay, so movies are a beautiful thing, isn't it? We pay for a movie, we purchase popcorn, other stuff. We spend close to 500 rupees for a movie, go into a movie and watch the movie, and at the end of the movie, we cry. So what makes us cry during a movie when we had no intention to cry? When we walk into a movie, we are not expecting to cry. So what makes us cry when we have no intention to cry? Answers in the chat box. What do you think? Getting his losing his father when he was tortured by the previous employer and when he was near death. How many of you felt the same fears and frustrations Hrithik Roshan was facing? And how many of you felt that you actually made people to go into IIT when he actually made people to go into IIT? You felt the same happiness that Hrithik Roshan experienced in yourself. You got into the story of Hrithik. How many of you agree to this? And because of that, you cried when you had no intention to cry. Type agree in the chat box if you are able to relate to this, right? You got into the story of Hrithik Roshan. You felt the same pain and frustrations, and finally, when he achieves his dreams and desires, you are not able to control yourself and you cry. Type agree in the chat box if you agree to this point. So, able to hear me, Devrat?
Sorry, sir.
You're able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay.
I'm closely monitoring all the technical side of the webinar, so don't worry.
There was no comments, so I just want to give whether there was some problem with my connection. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a bit fluctuating connection, I think so, like a bit delay.
So stories are what makes us cry when we have no intentions to buy. So what will make us buy when we have no intentions to buy? What do you think that will make us buy when we have no intentions to buy? Your answer on the chat box. Story, exactly. Okay? So you need to tell stories, right? Stories is the answer. Okay, but what kind of stories to tell? What kind of stories will actually make people buy?
So can you disable that attendee annotations and clear the screen?
So how to do that?
Okay, just there would be a drop down, like where you have shared your screen, there would be an option like disable attendee annotations.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, you did that?
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So stories, right? What are the stories that will actually make people buy? Okay, this was the research. Okay, I have been doing for the past 12 years. Okay, what are the stories that will actually make people buy? Okay. So what are the stories you tell? This was the quintessential question. Okay, through my research, I found out. Okay, through my research, I found out that there are three stories. Okay, there are three stories you need to tell that will convert your prospects into clients in less than 60 seconds. How many of you here want to know these three stories that will forever set you free in your Facebook advertisements, in your marketing campaigns? If you tell these three stories, you will always succeed. Want these three stories? And how many of you know that currently right now with COVID, okay, there is a sudden change in the dynamics in the Facebook ads marketplace. Because of the COVID, there are very few people who are advertising on Facebook. If there are 1,000 advertisers before, now there are only 500 advertisers. And previously, if there are only 500 people on Instamojo, now we have 1,000 people on Instagram and Facebook. How many of you are able to see the sudden shift in supply and demand here? Okay, now advertisers less and the consumers are more. The supply is less and the demand is more. Type yes and D in the chat box if you understand this, okay? Because right now the whole Facebook ads marketplace, right? The supply and demand thing is now it's a complete opposite to what it was before COVID. And we are getting sales. Okay? What you're seeing on the screen are not lead costs. Okay? It is sales cost. We are getting 17 rupees leads, 18 rupees sales. Okay? We are getting sales at 17 rupees and 18 rupees, but you need to know how to do this correctly. You need to tell the right stories for you to achieve this. So I'm going to tell you how to tell stories that will get you cost per sales like this. Okay, where you will be able to get your cost per sale below 20 rupees. It's not cost per lead, cost per sale. Okay, so how many of you here want to launch a campaign, okay, in less than 4 hours and tap into this unique situation? Type today in the chat box if you want to launch a campaign before you go back, after you go back to home tonight, and you'll be able to launch in less than 4 hours. Okay, that is what I'm going to give you today. Okay, I'm going to give you how you can launch a campaign in less than 4 hours without using any landing pages, emails, or website. So we did a very crazy experiment. This is how you actually see a movie, right? You watch a poster or a trailer, you book your ticket in BookMyShow, you then watch the movie. At the climax, you are not able to control yourself, you cry, right? Now, in a similar way, we use a Facebook ad. Instead of BookMyShow, we have Instamojo where people pay rupees 99 for a webinar ticket or something else, and then they actually go to the webinar. On the webinar, they see a product and then they buy. Yes, it is very reliable money. Okay? I will explain that later. Okay. So we were able to generate 74 lakhs in revenue at zero ad cost because whatever money we spent on Facebook, we got it back through Facebook ads. I think David, you have also done some campaigns like this, right?
Yeah, my campaigns are always like this. So I don't like to spend money on ads. Basically, you have to spend money on ads to grow. But what I make sure is I am profitable on my every single campaign. That's my main intention of running ads. So end of the day, we actually don't spend money. Whatever we spend, we just make it back. So that means zero ad cost end of the day.
Yeah, so that is what we do. We have always done this, and this always suits. If you can tell the right stories, you can always make your ad cost zero. Essentially, you get free advertising. How many of you here want free advertising? Okay, type free in the chat box if you want free advertising like Devrath and me are enjoying. Okay, because the moment you are able to get all your leads for free, then you can grow your business to any level you want. Are we recording this, Devrath?
Yes, we are recording this complete webinar.
Okay. Someone was asking that. Okay. All right. Okay. So you can think. Okay. So this will work for some people. Okay. So here Vasu. Okay. Vasu actually use the same method, and no one has heard about this before. Okay. No one has heard about him before. But still, okay. But still, what he has done here. Just this. Okay, he had no prior marketing or tech experience, and no one has heard about him before. Okay, so these are the results from the same model, right? He sold like 6,000 rupees, 6,499 tickets for his webinar. Okay, and again another 2,000 tickets. So in total, he sold 9,000 plus webinar tickets in 1 year, and at zero cost Facebook ads. And 1,000 plus clients buy the main service in 1 year. Okay, and 40 lakhs in revenue he made at zero ad cost. Okay, so I'm going to explain this case till later in the presentation. So please stay back if you want to See this case study. Okay. This is how our clients have made more than 100 million rupees with Facebook ads in just 2 years without landing pages, emails, or a website, even when no one has heard about them before. What is 100 million rupees, guys? It is 10 crores. Okay. People have made 10 crores in revenue with my model so far. Okay. So before I go into this model, okay, I want to share very briefly about my story of who I am. Okay. I am from a tier 2 city called Coimbatore from South India. In 2007, I had a dream. I was a soft skills trainer. I teach people, I train people. That's what I do. And suddenly one day, out of the blue, I had a dream that one day I should teach entrepreneurs how to make money. I don't know why I got this dream, this vision, but from that day onwards till today, this has been my life's vision. And I started this company called My Promo Videos, where I work with several startups like Flipkart, HCL, Ogilvy, BookMyShow, okay, everyone, every top startup I work with, they're making a very healthy 3 to 4 lakhs per month in 2013. But as every entrepreneur, right, I was not satisfied. I want to hit 1 crore. Okay? I want to hit 8.5 lakhs in revenue. Okay, so that I can hit that 1 crore in revenue per year. So I took a very, very big decision on the same year. Okay, I invested $15,000 in a sales certification from Australia. $15,000 is 10 lakhs. Okay, and from a middle class family, from a tier 2 city, people thought I was crazy. Okay? My co-founders, my friends, my family thought I was crazy. How can someone invest 10 lakhs in a sales certification when you don't know the results? $15,000, Arjun. Okay, I invested $15,000, but I didn't have the money. My person, okay, one person who was very close to me, gave me his retirement savings and made me to go to this particular certification and complete it. So against everyone's decision, everyone's wish, dream, right? I invest in this program. I have to go to Australia twice. I have to go study it, then again come back to India, implement, and then go back and finish certification. Okay. So against everyone's dream, I invested, and this is what happened. In the very next year, I was able to build a 1 crore per year startup out of Coimbatore called mypromovideos.com because I was able to sell my videos for more. I was able to sell my videos for higher cost by following a simple system that was taught by my mentor. And not only that, okay, so I was able to build a 1 crore per year coaching business. And more importantly, I was able to realize my dream of helping hundreds of entrepreneurs to make their first revenue online. You can see 1,000 plus members are there in my group. Okay. And I understood a very important principle, right? People don't understand how big your dreams are until you show them how adamant you are about your dreams. You cannot tell people, right? For example, David, right? He cannot just tell people how big his dream is. He has to show his parents, he has to show his friends how big his dream is. If you tell people, they won't understand. You can only show to people. Okay? And the person who helped me to do this was my father. Okay? I took my father to the Digital Masters Conference in Mumbai. When I went there, I made everyone to clap for my dad because my dad was the person who gave me all his savings and made me to go to Australia, and it made all possible. How many of you here agree that, okay, like dads play a very important role in our success? And in the film Super 30, there's a famous dialogue, right? Raja ka beta raja nahi banega, wo raja banega jo haqdar hoga. The person who is the son of a king will not become a king. The person who deserves to become a king will become a king. How many of you here agree to this, that dads create kings, right? Dads actually help us to deserve the success we have by deserving with the skills we develop, right? They give us all the money, all the education for ourselves, and they sacrifice everything so that they can create a king out of ourselves. Type dads create kings in the chat box if you agree this, right? Type dads in the chat box if you agree to the fact that dads create kings, right? It is not we, okay? It's the dads we fund our education, and because of those dads are what we are today, okay? All right, okay. Dads create kings, says everyone. Okay, so and I studied some of the biggest advertisements like Havails, studied brands like airports, and I studied films. Everyone was within the same three stories to actually make people cry or buy. Okay, so why entrepreneurs are not able to tell these stories? Why they fail their marketing? Why do you think entrepreneurs don't tell stories or not able to tell stories and succeed with their marketing? Why? Because of what I call as a lack of prospect empathy. How many of you here have repeat clients, referrals from your current clients? How many of you here get that? Repeat clients, referrals from your current set of clients. But why we are not able to, for example, when we post a Facebook ad, why we are not able to get the same response we get with our current customers? Because when it comes to prospects, they have a choice. They can either choose you or they can choose the competition. Correct? They can either choose you. So that is why it is so important, okay, for you to showcase this prospect empathy and help your prospects to take the best decision for themselves. So I am going to explain this with the 1 crore prospect empathy Facebook ad. Okay? And when my student Ashraf, okay, Ashraf is student for me like Devrat, he runs an agency. Okay? He runs an agency and he ran this ad for his client. Okay? This ad just had 5 words. And these 5 words made 1 crore in revenue for his client. Okay, I will tell you why. Okay, the ad just said study in Australia without IELTS. The left-hand side ad is the usual type of ads you see on Facebook, right? Australia Fair, meet top Australian universities, delegates under one roof. Australia Fair, study in Australia, advice international. This is how you see most of the products, right? But the right-hand side ad is fully about the prospects, problems, and dreams. Okay, so every single day, the prospect is going to bed thinking, when will I clear IELTS? When will I go and study in Australia? So the right hand side is fully about the prospect, whereas the right hand side ad is fully about the prospect's problems. Okay, are able to see how the left hand side ad is fully about features and benefits, whereas the right hand side is fully about the prospect's problems. How many of you would prefer ad number 2, the right hand side ad, over ad number 1, left hand side? Okay, type number 2 in the chat box if you would prefer ad number 2 to ad number 1. Why? Okay, why would you prefer ad number 2 to ad number 1? Because it connects. Because it talks about the problems, it connects. So entrepreneurs are not able to do this because they are emotionally attached to the product's features and benefits instead of the prospect's problems. It's like the baby. How many of you here think that your business is like a baby, right? You need to nurture it, you need to feed it, okay? You are very, very close to your baby, and that's why you're not able to focus on the prospect's problems. Okay? And it is not the entrepreneur's fault. It is because of what I call as the curse of knowledge. How many of you here have played this game Dumb Charades? Type dumb in the chat box if you have played this game Dumb Charades. Dumb Charades is a game where you act out a film's name and the opposite person should be able to tell what the film's name is. Okay, Dumb Charades. Okay, people have played Dumb Charades here. Okay, so this is what happens, right? You try to act out the film's name, but the opposite person is not even able to find out what it is. No matter how well you act it out, and you feel how easy it is for other one to understand, that person still doesn't understand what you speak. They are not able to get the movie name. While the movie's name is known to you, it's in a complete unknown to the opposite person. In a very similar way, while your product or service is known to you, it's in a complete unknown to the opposite person. And this curse of knowledge is because of which entrepreneurs will never be able to talk about the prospects, problem, and dream, and they will only keep on talking about features and benefits. And this curse of knowledge has been curable. It has not been curable so far. Okay, and I have found out the cure. Okay, they are not able to communicate anything other than, okay. So how many of you here want this cure? So far, this curse of knowledge has never been cured, okay, by anyone else in the marketplace. Okay, how many of you here want a cure for this curse of knowledge? Type cure in the chat box if you want a cure for this curse of knowledge and forever be free in your marketing campaigns. Okay, how many of you here want this cure here? Okay, if you want a cure, type cure in the chat box, and I'm going to give you the cure right here, right now. Okay, on this training. Okay, so for you to get cure, right, you need to have what I call as prospect empathy. Okay, prospects don't care about how good your features benefits are until they know how much you care about solving their problems and pains. This prospect empathy can make you very, very wealthy. If you can do this on your Facebook ads, your prospects cannot stop themselves from responding to your ad, and you will always get a guaranteed response. Want this power of prospect empathy? This is what I'm going to give you. Okay? With a solar triangle, you're going to gain this power of prospect empathy, which can help you to become very, very wealthy. Okay? So there are three stories of solar triangle. The first story is untold pains. Okay? What are the fears and frustrations your prospects are facing right now that is not acknowledged by competition? Second, unexpected gains. What are the dreams and desires your prospects are facing right now that is not acknowledged by competition? Third, how prospects have moved from their fears and frustrations to their dreams and desires with your new technology. Okay? I'm going to explain this before I will ask him. How many of you here believe in karma? Type me in the chat box if you believe in karma. If you believe in karma, type me. There is something called karma, okay? And all right, a lot of people are saying me. Okay? How many of you believe that you have a mother? Type me in the chat box if you agree that you have a mother. If you believe that you have a mother. Do you believe that you have a mother? Okay, and it's not a joke, guys. Okay, do you believe that you have a mother, or you know for a fact you have a mother? You don't need to believe, right? You know for a fact that you have a mother, whereas with karma, you need to believe in it. Type fact in the chat box if you agree that having a mother is a fact. FACT. Okay, I want to type fact in the chat box if you agree that having a mother is a fact. You don't have to believe in it. So problems and dreams are facts. In your prospect's life, the problems they have, the dreams they have are facts. Whereas your product or service, the features benefits are not facts, and that's why they have to believe in it. Which is easier? Believing facts or believing in the unknown? That is why this approach will get you a guaranteed response. Okay? So here you can see, right, the ad, Havel's ad, right? Have seen this ad where this boy, a very, very young boy, he brings a wire and makes his mother to cook with this wire. And in this advertisement, the mother was able to cook with a wire, and it ends with says, Havel's wires that doesn't catch fire. Seen this ad, guys? Type yes in the chat box. We've seen this ad. Very, very emotional ad from Havel's. Okay. So what they did, okay, what they did was they said, okay, how many of you here, when you see a wire, you feel that it will give you a shock or it will give you a shock or it will catch fire? How many of you see a wire like this? Okay. How many of you here, when you see a wire like this, you feel that it will give you a shock or it will catch fire? How many of you have that fear inside you? Okay. So now, for the first time, Havells didn't talk about features and benefits. They said, now I can help you to get wires that won't catch fires. Essentially, wire without fire. Because they were the first company to acknowledge the fear that we have in our mind. They were able to create the positioning and they were able to get a very good market share. In the right hand side ad, you see study in Australia without IELTS. The same principle we are using here, right? So how many of you here feel that clearing every single day, this prospect is going to bed thinking, when I will clear IELTS, when will I go to study in Australia, right? These are dreams, these are fears, these are facts. So when you tell people that study in Australia without the fear they are having about doing their dreams, you are able to connect with your audience, you'll get a much bigger response, and you get the same power of Havel's TV ad in a single Facebook advertisement. How many of you feel this is power? Type power in the chat box. We feel it is power to actually get the same kind of power a Havel's TV ad has in a 5-sentence Facebook ad, in a 5-word Facebook ad. All you need to do is, all you need to do is acknowledge a fear that prospects have that has not acknowledged by anyone else in the marketplace. That is power. Okay? This is how you help your prospects to take the best decision for themselves. So here, this is how we tapped into the COVID environment. Okay, here it says, how many of you here are parents here? Okay, see if you are able to connect with this. Getting bored of kids complaining about getting bored every time, thinking how to creatively engage them in this extended homecation without compromising your work from home hours. Well, then you need to check out how we train home kids. 5 days public speaking training for kids. ₹99 WhatsApp training. Start to speak fearlessly in 5 days. How many of you will buy this offer? Type buy in the chat box. If you'll buy this offer for your kids or a kid friend of yours, how many of you will buy this offer immediately after seeing this ad? Okay, type buy in the chat box. Why? Why are you buying? If you're not a parent, you won't buy. Okay? If you're not a parent, you won't buy. If you don't have a problem, you won't buy. Okay, but if you have a problem, you will buy this. Why? Because we are focusing on their untold pain, right? We say getting bored of kids complaining about getting bored every time, thinking how to creatively engage them this excellent homecation without compromising your work from home. All of these things are pains they are facing in their life, which is not talked about any other advertiser, but only by this advertiser. We are able to get 18 rupees conversions because of this. 18 rupees. And using this, right? Okay, for this 5-day WhatsApp class, level 1, she was able to generate 40,000 rupees. And for the first week alone, he made 40,000 rupees in revenue with this model. Okay, second week he surpassed 1 lakh. How many of you want 10x ROI like this? Okay, you don't have landing pages, emails, website. Directly have a ad, and then they go to InstaMojo. Type 10x in the chat box. We want to enjoy 10x ROI like this client of mine. This is what is possible if you do it correctly. Okay, some of you asked whether Facebook has quality leads. Okay, it is never about the leads, guys. Okay? It is always about your offer. Okay, it is always about your offer and how you can help your prospects to achieve their dreams without the usual problems they face. Okay, moving to story number 2. Okay, story number 2. Okay, is what are the dreams and desires your prospects are facing right now that is not acknowledged, that is not acknowledged by competition. Okay, here he said, okay, how many of you would exchange your earbuds? Okay, how many of you here will exchange your messy earbuds if I give you a brand new AirPod for free? Okay, I'm going to give you a brand new AirPod for free for your earbuds. Okay, how many of you will buy this? How many of you will exchange immediately? Type me in the chat box if you will buy this AirPod from me if I give it to you for free. Type me if you want this AirPods in exchange for your okay, a lot of people want this, right? I'm giving away my AirPod. Okay, I'm selling my AirPod 1,000 rupees of this lockdown, and if you can exchange, why do you buy it? Okay? Why are you buying this? Why are you giving up this immediately when you can actually do it? Okay, when you can actually hear this earbuds, why are you giving this in exchange for your AirPod? Why? why are you exchanging your long lasting earbuds to an AirPod? Why? Because how many of you feel frustrated? Okay, you have to untangle these wires. Okay, you have to insert this in your phone. Okay, you have to take this, you have to insert this in your phone. How many of you are frustrated with that? Okay, how many of you are frustrated by this untangling your earbuds and doing all this stuff? Okay, let me give it to you guys. Okay, your prospects always want a brand new technology to achieve their dreams and desires. So when it comes to marketing, okay, AirPod is a brand new technology, and that's why we shift from here to the AirPod immediately, right? So when it marketing, right, this is nothing but creating new words that makes you different, not better. Okay. Here you can see natural frequency technology. Okay. The number one secret to receive everything you want in life: tune back your natural frequency. We were able to generate 1 crore revenue with this new word. We are competing against Isha, Art of Living, but we were able to create this new word and said the number one secret to receive everything you want in life is this natural frequency, and made 1 crore revenue. One word equal to 1 crore revenue. So this is the power of creating new words that sounds like a brand new technology. Yes, Alchemy, Narendra. Yes, yeah, Alchemy is the company here. Okay. So here we did this in Tamil. Okay. Somebody asked, okay, whether I have to be good in English. Okay. You don't have to be good in English. Okay. But you need to learn how to do this. You need to, for example, this word, Yerke Val Vielber, this word is not even there in Tamil dictionary. And again, these ads in Tamil work 4 times better than the English ads. So here, Vasu Telugu, okay? Vasu created this video in Telugu. His webinar is in Telugu. His everything in Telugu. He doesn't even use English or Hindi. Okay, he uses Telugu, and he only works with Telugu speaking professionals. And he made more than 4 lakhs in revenue. Do you know what made him generate this much money? It is not because he didn't learn how to talk English. Okay, it is because he was relatable. Okay, how many of you were able to relate to Devrath? Okay, Devrath, you have bought. How many of you were able to relate to Devrath, and that's why you bought from Devrath, right? RELAT in the chat box. If you agree that you are able to relate to Devrath, and that's why you bought from Devrath. Right? Relate in the chat box if you agree that you were able to relate to what Devrath spoke on his videos, wrote on his ads, and that's why you are actually buying his products.
Yes, because I think so. Like Gopal said, what I actually understood that people know a lot of things into the industry, but one thing they really don't know how to do it actually is they get stuck with the one factor, that is age factor. They know everything, they know how to do it, they know that this is scalable, that this would work, everything they know, but the one factor that is their main pain point is the age. What I took into my ads, the major thing that I focus in my ads is my age, because if I can do it at 17 or at 18, maybe you could do this. So that was the one relatable factor that actually worked like charms for my marketing stuff.
So okay, people don't buy. Okay, people don't buy from Robert Kiyosaki. People don't buy from like IM. Okay? Vasu Chella was a Telugu speaking professional who was a Telugu speaking investment mentor who was working only for Telugu speaking professionals. Okay, so I call it as the relativity theory of marketing. Okay? If you are able to speak, if you are able to write in a way that your prospects are able to relate to it, you are going to get that sale. Okay, so it's all about one thing and one thing alone, that is relativity. Okay, how many of you are going to use this relativity theory of marketing? You need to put yourself out. You need to put your words out. You need to put your videos out that will make people to relate to you. Okay, type RELAT in the chat box if you are going to use this relativity theory of marketing. Okay. Because okay, don't be afraid. Okay, people only buy from people. Okay, if you are able to relate to people better than your competition, you are going to win. This is what we call as relativity theory. Okay, after Einstein's theory, relativity theory, I have created this relativity theory for marketing. Okay, so marketing is all about relativity. Okay, if you are able to show them untold pains, unexpected gains, you are going to relate to the audience, and because you're able to relate that, then you are going to make people buy. Type bulb on the chat box if you got a new insight right here, right now. Okay, so it is not about anything else. Okay? People don't care about the certification, people don't care about experience, people just want to find a person whom they can relate with. If you are able to make people relate, matter if you don't know English, don't matter if you know, if you're not okay, people don't care about that. Okay, they only care about whether they are able to relate to you on a ad or not. Got it? Okay, we'll come back to the presentation. Okay, so that's the only thing, guys. Okay, so that's a Wahoo. Okay, people could have bought from Robert Kiyosaki, people could have bought from IM, right? But they were buying from Vasu because they were seeing Vasu speaking Telugu, okay? And they were able to relate to Vasu. So lose your shyness, okay? Get on videos and talk. Okay, you'll reach a point where you will become relatable to your audience, and that's when the magic happens. You need to put in the effort to create those videos, create those words, and keep on practicing. And one day you will reach a stage like Devrat or Vasu, where you will be able to get this. Me, from a tier 2 city with no background, with no degree in MBA, okay, everything has happened because of my writing ability. Okay, so people just need to relate to you. Okay, that's all people want to buy from you. So learn that skill, practice that skill till you become relatable. Okay, that's the thing. Okay. Now I'm going to move to the next stage. Okay, so here you can see, right, the ad is in Telugu. Okay, the video is in Telugu, the webinar is in Telugu, everything in Telugu, and that's how he was able to generate 40 lakhs in revenue because his stories were relatable to his audience. How many of you here don't want to make 10 lakhs in revenue with Facebook ads? Type me in the chat box if you don't want to make 10 lakhs in revenue. Nobody is typing. Okay. How many of you here want to make 10 lakhs? Okay, type me in the chat box. Okay. How many of you here want to make 10 lakhs with your Facebook ads? So what is happening here? Okay, I am able to relate to you because I put this ₹1,000,000 on my ad, which represented your dream. Because I put this ₹1,000,000 on this ad, I was able to relate to your dream, and that's why this ad made me 74 lakhs in revenue. Got it? I represented your dreams and desires with this new word called ₹1,000,000. Okay. So this is the principle we follow. Okay. It says focus on the prospect's future and not on your product's feature. If you keep this principle and write your Facebook ads, you are going to win. Okay. Natural frequency, investment, okay. All these things are like that. Okay. All right. Moving to the third story. Okay. Untold pains to unexpected gains. So what made you to buy Geo? What made you guys to buy Geo or switch to Geo from Vodafone, Airtel, Idea? What made you to switch? Offer free because they offered free? No, I'm pretty sure it is not the reason. Okay. Fast plus free internet data. Okay, no, none of your answers are right. Okay. Okay. The third story is how prospects have moved from their untold pains to unexpected gains with your new technology. Okay. So here, okay, how many of you here bought Geo because your friends were using Geo? You saw that your friend was getting free internet, fast internet, service is good, everything. How many of you here bought Geo because you got peer pressure? Okay, type PP in the chat box if you bought Geo because of the peer pressure. Because of the peer pressure, you actually bought this offer. Okay, it is not because they had great offers. No. Okay, you are forced to buy it because your friends were enjoying a technology. Okay, and they had technology that you didn't have, and that's how you bought this. Okay, So here, this ad made 65 lakhs in revenue. Okay. So here you can see, right? This ad says, why it is so hard to get admissions from German universities studying in Germany without worrying about CGPA. After having 600 successful admits, we have found the zero rejection profile plan. What is the unexpected gains here? Okay? The zero rejection profile plan is the unexpected gains. And then we say Chinmay, who got an admit in TU Berlin, and Sunita, who was able to get an admit in her desired course. Okay? The untold pain is CGPA. The unexpected gain is zero rejection profile plan. But the stories of Chinmay and Sunita is what makes this ad more believable. Type more in the chat box if you agree that the stories of Chinmay, who got an admit in TU Berlin, and Sunita with an INT for 6.0, these two stories are what makes this ad more believable. Type more in the chat box if you agree that these two stories make this ad more believable. 65 lakhs in revenue. Okay, this ad made 65 lakhs in revenue just because we had these two stories. Okay. So how many of you here? Okay, so this is okay. How many of you here still don't believe me? Okay, that these three stories are like not going to work for me. Okay, how many of you believe me if I sell you this pen for rupees 500? Okay, how many of you will buy this pen from? How many of you believe that solar triangle? If I sell you this pen for rupees 500 right here, right now. Type me in the chat box. You'll believe that this will work if I sell you this pen for rupees 500 to you right here, right now. Okay, you will believe me after I sell this pen. Okay. Ready for this game? Okay, you will believe this works if you. Okay, I know, says Rajesh. Okay, I know. Okay, how many of you will believe me? Okay, can I go? Ready for the game? Ready for the game where I will sell this pen to you right here, right now? I will be your point follower. Okay, let's start. Okay, all right. Okay, interesting, says Rajesh. Okay, can we go? Can we sell this pen to you? Okay, whatever. Okay, so I will start. Okay, are you a creative person who feels that your pen doesn't suit your creative flow? You are not able to write your journals. You are not able to complete your book. You are not able to finish your paintings. You always keep on procrastinating. Then I have some good news for you. Most of the pens out there are not designed with a creative person in mind. It is designed for the generic masses. That's why Uniball, we have created this pen with an art flow technology where you will feel the flow of art from the creative brain and the creative work you put out on paper. You'll feel as if this pen is an extension of your hand. The whole pen, the whole design of the pen, the grip, the nib, everything is with the creative person in mind. And using this pen, I was able to finish the rough draft of my Solar Triangle ebook, which sold 1,000 plus copies. And my wife was able to complete 100 plus mandala paintings every single month, while she was able to complete only 50 before. The amount of value this pen had to my life and my wife's life is priceless. But today, I am going to give you this pen for just rupees 500. And it is guaranteed. If you use this pen and if it doesn't double your creative productivity, I am going to give your money back. Now, how many of you will buy this pen? Type yes in that box. Will buy this pen from me right here, right now. Okay, you will buy this pen after you heard these three stories. Okay, now everyone is saying yes. Okay, somebody is saying no. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so how many of you agree that a good marketing story is not about attracting the right person? It is also about repelling the wrong person. For example, if you don't have this problem of creative writing, you don't have the problem of finishing your paintings, but how many of you here agree that it's your responsibility? Okay? It's your responsibility to create these three stories so that you can become relatable to your audience. Type create the chat box if you agree that it is your responsibility to create these three stories even though it might not appeal for everyone. Okay, for example, if you're not a creative person, you will not be doing it. Okay? You'll not be able to do it. Okay, that is the solar triangle, guys. Okay, that is solar triangle. Okay, I am coming to the end of my presentation. Okay, so your job is to create these three stories: untold pains, unexpected gains, untold pains, unexpected gains. If you do this correctly, if you can create these three stories, you are going to get guaranteed response in any marketing campaign. Okay, and this gives you the power of prospect empathy, and this prospect empathy can make you very, very wealthy. Okay? So how many of you here feel that your curse of knowledge has been cured right here, right now? Okay. Type me in the chat box. Okay, I want everyone to type. Okay, because that's my purpose. Okay, how many of you here have feel, okay, that your curse of knowledge has completely been cured in this session? Okay. Okay, I want everyone to type because this is the only feedback I get. Okay, please type me in the chat box if I have cured your curse of knowledge with this presentation. Says Hiren, great, great. Thanks everyone for your too good says no. Okay. So your job is to become relatable to your audience, and all you need to do is to create these three stories. Okay, for you to do this. Okay. Now open to questions, Devran. Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, what we'll be doing is, let me just exit this full screen mode. So, what we'll be doing is, we'll be going with a question and answer session where, sir, I'll be asking the questions for the next 30 minutes. Okay. So, it's exactly 4:53. So, we'll be asking questions till around 4:20, 5:25. We'll be answering questions, and that would be from all phases of your life and your business phases as well. Okay. So, it would be like a combination of all the things that are going through your life, and then through the business aspect as well. So this is my first question, sir. What were the hardships in your first 15 years of your life, from the day you were born to the first 15 years? Because a lot of audience wants to know that Mr. Gopal Krishnan, who's great at marketing, who's great at positioning brand, what was his first hardship? It could be in terms of your knowledge, academic, or anything. So what were your initial struggles in the first 15 years of your life?
So I was a very shy person, okay, in my school. Okay, I was a very shy person. Okay, I don't speak to anyone. Okay, I was a very silent kid. Okay, and some of the struggles, we're middle class family, right? Where my father was working in a bank. Okay, we had a very low salary. We sit in a rented place. Okay, so everything was struggle. Okay? I don't have any exposure to the any other thing. Okay, so we had to go through a lot of grind as a middle class family, where we just had enough to actually do the expenses and save something. Okay, that's how much my father earned. Okay, so those were some of the things. And in my childhood, right? Okay, childhood, I used to I used to say stammer. Okay, stammer where the words will not come out closely. Okay, and I didn't have any background with business or marketing. So for the first 15 years, right, okay, in my life, I just went through a very small school, and I didn't have any expectations. But what hardships I can tell you, okay, some of the hardships, okay. We didn't face any kind of hardships people usually go through, because I was one of the top students in my school. Okay, I usually get into the first, second, third rank in my class, but I just used to memorize things and do it. I'm just not able to remember anything. Okay, the hardships. Okay, so here, okay, I got actually beaten up by my master for not following some rules as a leader. Okay, I got beaten up. So people used to bully me. Okay, because I was a leader, right? Leader of my class. My teachers and my colleagues, right? They used to bully me, and they used to tease me, etc. I went through a lot of hardships as leader of my class. Okay, that's one hardship I can remember, David.
Okay, so basically, as you were a shy person, you had this stammering problem as well. So people used to bully you in your first 15 years. Were you clear at your first 15 years of your life what you really wanted to do? Like, what was your dream at when you were below 15? What was your dream you were chasing for? Because
I just wanted to become I wanted to become a chess player for some time. Okay, and then I wanted to become a doctor for some time. Okay, so these were the two big dreams or ambitions I had, and both of them didn't happen. Okay, I didn't go above district level. and I also didn't actually scored the lowest marks in my 12th standard. Okay, where I did that. Okay.
Okay, okay. So like till 15, you did not had this clear dream of going into the marketing industry at all.
No, not at all. Okay, so
So
even
yeah,
till 20, yeah, till 25, I was not having them.
okay. Till 25, you did not had. Okay. What was till date? What can you consider as your biggest success of life? The biggest success till date.
So, like getting my father to actually to the Mumbai Digital Markets Conference and making everyone to clap for my dad has been the proudest moment. Okay, that I will say because he helped me to become what I am today. Okay, so I have invested 72 lakhs in myself. Okay, and he was the person who usually helped me in all my financial investments. Okay, so I would say that moment when I took my father to Mumbai and made everyone to clap for my father, that was my single most proudest moment.
Okay, so that was like in the Mumbai event in which I was also a part of that event actually. Okay, so
Correct.
that was your biggest success of life. Uh,
Correct.
what was your first most successful marketing campaign?
So I will tell you the truth, guys. Okay, so when I was working in a video company, I got a client whom I said, okay, I will do marketing for you and I will get you results. Okay, so this is where I wanted to give you a principle. Okay, fake it till you make it. Okay, so for example, right, how many of you agree that when you are starting with marketing, your first few campaigns will fail? How many of you agree to this? Type agree in the chat box if you actually do marketing campaign for a client, your first few campaigns will invariably fail.
I would agree to this. Like I would agree to the
You don't have a mentor, okay, you have to do it yourself. How many of you do this? So aren't we lying to the person? Okay, aren't we wasting the time and money of a client? Aren't we wasting the time and money of a client by telling them I will do marketing for you and I will make you succeed? Aren't you faking it? Aren't you an imposter telling people that I am a marketer, I will get you leads and sales? Aren't you an imposter? But I will give it to you guys. Okay? You need to be an imposter. For you to become a marketer, you need to make a promise to 3, 5 clients, fail. Okay? Only from the sixth client onwards, you will succeed. But how many of you are willing to go through 5 times of faking it? Okay? You need to fake it till you make it. Okay? You need to be an imposter saying that I am a marketer, I can do this. But you need to do this for 5 times so that the sixth time onwards you can run very profitable campaign for clients. Do you agree with it, Devrat? Do you
yes.
agree with this concept, Devrat?
I would always agree because I have one of my other mentors, so I pay him around a fees of like $3,000 per month, and he does not teaches any technicalities of marketing. So there is nothing covered in the technicalities part. It's all about the persona, the psychology of why people get inspired to buy an offer. And he's someone who designs, who does the copywriting for brands like ClickFunnels, Apple, and pages like this. So he told me one thing that marketers are the biggest liars. So you have to become a biggest liar, but not with your product actually, but the way you represent your product. So whatever you promise, make sure that it is on that bottom line, okay? On that bottom line that you don't even exaggerate the stuff, but still you come up with that ideal positioning for your client, which is just a bit of lies, but again, it doesn't have to be a complete lie. Like one of the term that I use in all my marketing campaigns that I run in India is uh, learn how to get your dream clients. Okay, now that the definition of a dream client is different from every single person. So now what I'm doing is I'm completely giving the positioning to my prospect, because whatever is his dream client, he would chase for that. Like for me, my dream client is no more less than $5,000 a month retainer. That's my positioning of a dream client. But for someone, because I can compare myself when I was just starting out in the world of marketing, for me, rupees 10,000 every single month coming to my bank account was my dream client. So the definition of dream client then started changing, then has a change with every single person. So
Let
it's
us chip in here. Okay? So David came to me. Okay, he, right when he came to me, he gave me his last savings and invest in my program, right, Devrat? You gave me your last. So
Yeah.
what made Devrat to actually buy into my program when he didn't have the money is because he believed in that fact that he can become a marketer. Okay, 2 years back. Okay, 2 years back, even though he was not a marketer, he knew in his mind that he is going to become a marketer, and he took all his decisions. He did all the campaign for his clients because he already in his mind is a marketer. Okay, that's why he invested in himself. That's why he made himself into that person. Okay, for me, I am from a tier 2 city, Coimbatore. I don't have any education here in marketing. I don't have anyone who can teach me. Okay, I invested 7 lakhs in myself. I have done or taken all the risks. I have done all the campaign plan because I want to become one of the greatest marketers in the world. Okay, that vision is always there. Okay, so you need to only fake it till you make it. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so type FIMI in the chat box. Okay, fake it till you make it. Okay, FIMI. If you get this, okay, this is an important concept. It is not a strategy, Facebook ad strategy. How much budget you need to put? Okay, what kind of image I should use? What kind of? Okay, it's about this. It is about FIMI. Okay, faking it till you making it. Okay, you need to do this. Okay, if you don't do this, if you don't take your decisions every single day, okay, I feel like the greatest marketer. Okay, only when you feel like that you can do this. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, good. Thank you, sir. Again, this is the second, like, again, a very different question, but again, to the bottom of your roots. Okay. What is your view on the spirituality side of the things? We know the marketing side definition according to you, but what is your view on the spirituality side of business and doing things in your daily life?
So according to me, spirituality is about doing the right thing. Okay, so you just need to do the right thing in the sense, right? Okay, so you are always a servant. Okay, in this world, right? You should always look for service. Right now, in this period, right, where God is playing a very important role, right? He's showing us our showing us the Vishwaroop, right? Where we are now into our homes, we are fearing it, okay? Because right now the nature, okay, the nature has shown that, okay, each and every action has an equal and opposite reaction, right? Okay, so for example, we thought that only the next generation will be affected. We were doing all kind of nonsense, right, in the world, and now it is hitting back to us in this generation itself, and nature is healing itself. So nature's laws never go wrong. Okay, so according to spirituality is about obeying nature's laws. Okay, you need to breathe out value to breathe in money.
Okay, great, sir.
This, yeah, this is my concept called money tree. Okay, there is a big money tree out there. Okay, there's a lot of money out there. Okay, but only when you breathe out value. Okay, every single day when you think of value, how can I serve people? Only when you're able to breathe out value, you'll be able to breathe in money, and that's my spiritual side. Okay, if you are able to breathe out value for 24 hours of your time in every day, then you are going to make all the money in the world.
Okay. So what is like I had my biggest difficulty, what I would say in my life is uh, point number one was not like it was not any time about getting clients or building business or anything like that. But first of all, my biggest problem in my life was getting a right partner, and secondly, getting a right team. And I know that you have blessed with both of these things. A very good team that I actually am seeing all your team members from like last 3 years. I know that they were with you before the thing, but uh, what is your way of deciding the people that you like to work with and your concept of getting the right team and right partners on board?
So I'm a student of chess. Okay? I'm a player of chess. Okay, so
Yes.
I know that. Okay, I know that. Okay, so for you to win a game of chess, you need to outthink your opponents. Right? You need to outthink your opponents for you to win. Okay, so in any field you choose, right, you need to be an expert. Okay? For example, if I am good at marketing, I need to keep thinking about marketing for 24 hours a day. In the morning I have to think about marketing, in the afternoon I have to think about marketing. Okay, I should not get into the technicalities. For example, Facebook ad scaling, design, okay, and operations, okay, salaries, finance. Okay, the moment I get into all these things, my thinking ability is limited. I cannot outthink my opponents if I am focusing on all these things. So I was very clear. Okay, if I understood that entrepreneurship is a team sport. Okay, it is not an individual sport. The moment everyone else takes care of the other things, right? Now we can focus fully on outthinking.
Okay.
It is not about if you really want to become very very good at what you do, you need to become an outthinker. Okay, you need to outthink everyone. Okay, so most of my time every day is spent on thinking, creating new ideas, creating new things. That is where leadership is, right? Only when you innovate, you can lead. And that's how always I created a team. I made them, I trained them, and now they're doing it themselves. My whole company is running without me. Okay, that is even my products are taken care by them. Okay, so you need to create that kind of an atmosphere where your team is taking care of all the operations and you take care of the innovation of your company.
Okay.
Got it?
What's your biggest view on the side of delegation? Because I learned this word as well. Okay, because for me it's not been a long journey. I learned the word of delegation from, again. I've learned this thing from in my life, that investing in coaches is one of the most important things. Investing in mentors is one of the most important things. So I invested in one of the coaches, and his first training. Okay, his first training was, I exactly remember that date. So it was on last year, 9th of Jan. So on which date I have my birthday. So his first training was on this day, and there were like, it was a very closed group of around 25 people. So in that 25 people thing, he told me just one thing. Today is your birthday, and I want to give you the best gift. So I said, I was expecting something like a monetary gift or like that. He said, my best gift to you is you have to learn the art of delegation. And I was like blank at that moment of time. I was like, what is this word actually? Because I was not aware of this word at all, delegation. And he said, if you want to become success in life, the one word that you have to follow till the core of your life is you have to learn the art of delegation. You can't grow a business, you can't grow a company without delegating the task and without delegating the works. So I said, I want to know more about this topic. And then we had a 3 hours webinar, 3 hours session for this. What is the rule that you follow for delegating the task and delegating the work?
Hello.
Uh,
So able to hear me, guys? I think Devath has broken. Okay, so able to hear me? Type yes.
I can hear you, sir. I can hear you, sir. Guys, can you hear me? Because I don't know my internet connection.
So don't buy my ebook. Okay? So I have a WhatsApp class. Okay, WhatsApp class, a 5-day WhatsApp class in which you get the book completely free, and it also help you in creating the 3 stories. Okay, don't buy my ebook, but buy my class. Along with this class, you get my ebook free. Okay, copy ideas, says Ankit. Okay, Ankit, add copy ideas. Okay, how you get ideas? Okay, how you get ideas, guys? Okay, I have a like a third, fourth level program in which I teach people how to write every single day on your Facebook post. How many of you here agree that when you write on your Facebook profile for 30 consecutive days about your prospects, problems, and dreams, you will be able to gain mastery over marketing? Type mastery if you agree. Okay, I have this program, okay, where every day my students spend 1 hour writing about my prospects, problems, and dreams. That's how you learn how to. Okay, you practice with my templates. You take my templates and rewrite your post based on those templates. So this ASAP hour, I call it ASAP hour, where you spend 1 hour of your time every day writing, and magic happens. Okay? When you write consecutively for 30 days, you magically becomes more magnetic, magically becomes more powerful. Okay? New market. Okay, do that ASAP hour. Okay, every single day write 200 words about your prospects, problems, and dreams.
Okay.
So you need to practice stories. Okay, you need to practice telling stories, and only then you will be able to tell stories. Okay, you need to practice. So for 30 days, if you rewrite my post, you will automatically get that stories skill. What do you think, Devrat? The
Yes.
best way to learn storytelling is by copying someone else's stories and editing it every single day, right? You can do this.
Yes.
How to join your WhatsApp group. Okay, I don't have a WhatsApp group, but I have a WhatsApp class where you can come to that WhatsApp class and you'll be put into a WhatsApp group and you can create these 3 stories with me for 5 days. Okay.
Okay. So, sir, already a lot of questions, not from me, but from people are there in the chat section. You could go just answering one question at a time, so it would become a more interactive session.
Okay. So what are the percentage conversions of a good Facebook ad? Okay, 10% is very good. Okay, 10% is very, very good conversions. When you are selling anything under 500 rupees, right? 10% is a very good conversion, Sankash. How to join WhatsApp class? Okay, if they will allow, I can give you a link for you to join, and you can join us from next Monday. Okay, over 5 days, you can create 3 stories along with me. Okay, yeah.
Sir, this is one. I learned digital marketing and ad copies that work, but I don't know if I want to run an agency and all. I help 2 businesses for free. How to find what businesses you like to do? How to find businesses you like to do?
Okay, so I will answer the question. Okay.
Maybe here I would like to add another point. Is what
So it is about your passion. Okay? For example, if you hate what you do at the end of the day, then leave that. Okay, I am overwhelmed. Okay, every day I have to do so much stuff. I'm overwhelmed, but overwhelm is good. Okay, but burnout is bad. Okay, at the end of the day, you feel, oh God, okay, why I'm doing this? Then that is burnout. But if you feel overwhelmed, okay, I am now building a Toastmasters club for marketing. Okay, that is my mission. Okay, that mission is overwhelming because I have to create so much stuff. But that is overwhelming is good because Steve Jobs will experience overwhelming creating innovation, right? When you're innovating, when you're creating something new, it's not a burnout, it is overwhelm. Okay, but overwhelm is good, but burnout is bad. Got it, Dev?
Okay, got it, got it. Uh, I would like to answer this specific question as well. Like the way I take into a business is I take see, I started as a marketer, but now I own a restaurant as well, and now I have my affiliate businesses and my SaaS businesses as well. So for a person like me, and then again, end of the day, I actually train people as well, like you, Gopal sir. So the way I take businesses as an opportunity to learn. Maybe you might not get success in every single business you try to venture in, and it has happened with me a lot of time. Like every businesses I do, I spent a lot of money during the initial days, but with time I figure out how to scale it. So then what I do is I scale it, and then what I've learned in my early years of life, delegating the task. So I give that business responsibility to a person by paying him a high salary or a percentage of the business. And then I ask him to grow that business. So rather than me getting into the client and daily coming up with the new ideas to grow, I'll appoint someone who would do it on behalf of me, and he'll scale that businesses. But before appointing someone else into the business, what I'll always focus is learning myself the complete etiquettes of that business, like every in and out of that business. And that's how I've been able to scale a lot of businesses to the next level. So that's my take on going with this.
Yeah, that's thing. So you need to know what it takes, right? Okay, you first need to learn to do it yourself before you can delegate it to others. Okay, that's a great thing.
Yes. One advice for a new marketer from your side.
So someone says, okay, so we'll be able to direct people to Instamojo direct to the landing page. So we'll not be able to use Facebook Pixel to attach to the customer's site. You can use pixelme.me, and you can, when they click the link, right, it will put some pixels, and that way you can gather some pixels, or you can use a lead ad. Okay? You can use a lead ad where people fill out a lead form and then they go to Instamojo. This way you capture leads as well as sales, Praveen. Got it, Praveen?
Okay.
And you can redirect people who didn't fill up your forms. You can have people, okay, you can upload the audience, custom audience, and show them.
Got it. Can you elaborate on Toastmasters Club? Maybe I don't think so. This is your sort of question.
Which one? Can you elaborate on Toastmasters Club? So what I'm doing is, I'm actually creating a Toastmasters Club for marketing. Okay? I love Toastmasters, the way it is structured as a club. Okay? So I am now creating my courses, not as a course or a program, but I'm structuring my full program as a club, where people feel as a part of a club. They win awards. They actually win, go through different levels. Okay. So I'm creating my whole program in the form of a club, and I'm teaching this to others as well. And right now, like I want to become the Toastmasters Club for marketing. Okay, Toastmasters is the biggest public speaking training organization in the whole world. So I want to become the biggest marketing training organization in the whole world. Okay, that's what I am trying to create,
Okay.
Rajesh. Okay?
That's end of the day. And I think so we have like more than 2,000 people in our just one course itself, in which I was a part of initially. So,
Correct.
okay. Okay. So, Gopal sir, this is one of my very direct question. I know that your father is your biggest support in life. Who's the next biggest support in your life?
So my brother is my co-founder as well. Okay, so he takes care of the operations. Okay, so if I am so free, I'm able to think so much. I'm able to read so much. I'm able to consume so much. I'm able to invest so much. It is because someone has taken all my responsibilities himself and is doing it. So my brother Santosh, he is my co-founder. Okay, in every firm, right, there is someone who is the catalyst. Okay,
Yeah.
people only see me; they don't see my brother, and he is just a catalyst. But that's how organizations operate, right? You don't know the people who are behind, who is pushing that person to the top.
Mhm. I was not knowing this fact actually. This was because the surnames are different. I think so. Santosh sir's surname is Govind Swami and your is Krishnan. So I was not knowing this fact.
Okay,
So
so my I actually changed my name. Okay, so my name is Gopal Krishnan Govindaswamy, but for internet marketing purposes, I changed it to Gopal Space Krishnan.
okay, so
And
this is the
okay, my
newest.
name is not even Gopal Krishnan. Okay, my name is actually Gopala Krishnan. Okay,
Okay, so this is the newest reveal that we have in this show, uh, webinar with Devrat. Okay, so sir, okay, this was your. So you say that Santosh sir is your biggest support. Can you elaborate that how he helps you in the business? Okay, because again, I think that I could learn from it because I also have my brother who's pretty much interested in my business. So how can we do that, and how what he takes care of?
so what he does is, okay, he takes care of the whole agency operations. Okay, I take care of all the courses, okay, the teaching, etc. And he treats me as an agency as well. Okay, I am an agency. I am an agency client for him as well. Okay, he treats me as an agency client, and so we have complete role clarity, right? I take care of courses. He takes care of agency. I don't interfere there. I don't like involve there, and he doesn't involve here. Okay? This is the clear role clarity, and we grow. Okay, and I would like to ask a question, right? I don't like to show my face in ads. Okay, Vasutala's ad, right? In that ad, he just showed a PowerPoint presentation and he explained his opportunity. Okay? You don't have to show your face on ads. It has more impact, but if your message is more relatable, then showing your face is not that important. Mohit.
Again, but I would say if you like to show your face like I do, I would never run an ad without my face. That's like just a
Okay?
joke side,
To
but
learn
I
how
would.
to business and how to, okay? How to learn how to do business and not keep learning employee. Okay? So start serving people. For example, apply to the big people out there. Okay? For example, you can apply to work with Devrats. Okay? You can work with Devrats for free. You can work with me for free. Okay? Work for free, learn the stuff, and when you're seen, okay, when people know that you work with Devrat, work with Gopal, work with Deepak in the industry, then the transition from an employee to a freelancer is very very smooth. Fun shahab marketing. Okay?
Okay, that was I even did this thing like in my initial days. I you remember? I don't think so. You would remember my first ad copy was with for a ERP product, and I was working for that company. That was a ERP software. People who don't know ERP is like enterprise resource planning software that is used by big companies. And I worked for this company for free. And after working with this company for free, I generated them a revenue of around close to 25 lakhs in the first month of working with them. All my ad copies were actually edited by Gopal sir. So I used to create an outline of the stuff. And in that days, Gopal sir was working with, like, we were very few of us. So it was a more of interactive sessions. And that ad copy, my first ad copy, which was edited by Gopal sir, performed very terrible. Okay, we were getting like cost per lead at 2000, because it was very specific. Because it was only about the ad side. I did not had any webinar with Dinesh. So then Dinesh came into the picture and he taught us about the targeting side of the things. I had a very good ad copy, but it was not targeted to the right people. So people who don't know, Dinesh was someone who used to tell us about the targeting side of the things and on Facebook ads. So then I had a webinar with Dinesh, and it was a complete webinar on taking the things on the targeting of the site. And when there was a perfect combination of a great ad with a right, like precise targeting, that ad copy actually hit around 22 lakhs. But again, I did not got a single penny of revenue from that because I said to them that I was working for free. But the one thing that I got from there was that these guys referred to me to other companies, and that's how the business is picked up. And now that's how we are doing internationally. We are not working with just one client, two clients. We're just outsourcing our processes and focusing more on referrals. That's the key to grow the business.
Amazing. I have to stop at 5:25 because I have a 5:30 WhatsApp
Yes, sir.
class I have
Yes,
to
sir.
do.
So what's
Okay.
your closing note for the people in marketing who wants to get into the marketing
So,
industry?
so follow the relativity theory. Okay? Your only job as a marketer is to make yourself relate to your audience. Okay, when you're able to make them relate to you, right, then everything is going to happen very fast. Okay, and for people who want the link for the WhatsApp class, I will pass the link to Devrath, and we will pass the link to you guys, and you can make the investment. Okay? Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot, sir, for giving your time. And actually, it's like we are first time on a call after 2 years. So it was a really great feeling. I learned a lot of things during this phase, and I'm learning till date through the messages and things that you are actually posting in groups and on your own profile, like that story format of posting the things and posting the games. I'm still learning from it. So thanks a
Yeah,
lot, sir.
that's something which
Yeah.
I think another thing is that if you're able to write for 30 days based on my templates, right? Every day you write a story, okay? Even though you might be poor, ugly, nobody likes you, comments you. If you keep writing for 30 days, no matter what happens, right? Then you'll automatically learn marketing. It's like you see the patterns, you see the templates, right? And that brings you the skill unconsciously, right? Instead of you consciously practicing, right? You are now getting an marketing skill unconsciously. I recommend every one of you to write 200 words about your prospects, problems, and dreams every single day. No matter what people think of you, okay? Leave alone that. Don't let anyone to judge you, okay? People always judge you. They will always have something to say about you. But if you keep writing for 3 days about your prospects, problems, and dreams, you're going to be at a place where you learn everything about marketing in 3 days, right? That is, this is one of the fastest skilling methods I have seen, right? I'm seeing people getting so many sales within 15 days just by doing this post on their profile.
Awesome, sir. So thanks a lot for this webinar, and thanks a lot for giving your valuable time here.
Yeah, thanks, Bye bye.
Bye-bye.